everybody, we're back! Yes, we are back. Place Out is back for season 2022. And I can tell you now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be back bigger than ever. Now, you're probably sitting here right now thinking, who's this sexy man with this gorgeous voice? It's yours truly, Christopher Pepper, host of the Lace Out podcast and the 377-game superstar of the East Killer Football Club. We're back for our 5th year. It is going to be massive. It is going to be huge. Probably our biggest ever. But you know, I can't do a show this big by myself. He's back. He's bigger than ever. And more important, ladies and gentlemen, he's leaner than ever. He's the co-host with the most. He's the former number 9 ranked Ironman in the world for his age group. It's Jamie the J-Dog Wallis. Welcome back, big boy.
Mate, well, I'm so happy to be back. Joining everyone. G'day, everyone. Sorry, I'm just getting myself sorted here. Peps and I just kicking off the show in fine style like we have every season. Completely unorganised, not on time, and last minute scrambling. Peps, nothing has changed for the last 5 years, 4 years.
Absolutely nothing has changed. But you know what? It's just working for us. And that's what we like to see. So everything is going beautifully. Everything is going nicely. Can't argue with anything that's been going on in the world. It has been epic. It has been amazing. Just going to be the biggest and best year for Lace Out. I'll tell you what, mate, it's been a massive off-season, and we'll get into that shortly. But before we get into it, how did you find? Had you have a nice break between last year and this year? I know it's tough. They've had a lot of things going in their life. So, yeah, just give the listeners a bit of what's been going on in J-Dog's world since the end of 2021.
Lots have changed for me, Peps. Lots have changed. I don't know where we left off last year in the conversation, but we welcomed our second child into our lives. Naya was born in the off-season, like all good footy tragics have, the children in the off-season. And dad of 2, husband of 1. Just the standard Peps. And then what else took place? I mean, the cricket took place. Boring. And then Peps, I'm gonna be honest with you here, because like it's always said, honest, open conversations and Lace Out. I just haven't watched much footy at all. AFLW or AFL practice, not practice, community, not sure if there are community games. I just very, very little has come through these eyes of AFL.
And mind you, they are a beautiful pair of eyes. Let's be honest with that. Look, I'm not going to lie, some of us have been celebrating. It's been a massive year. The D's won the flag, if anyone hasn't known, breaking the drought. 57 years, winning by 74 points. You couldn't ask for much more than that. It's been, oh my goodness, I haven't been able to stop talking about it. Friends, family, it's just awesome. You know, you come up.
Dropped a couple of grand on some framework.
Some merch. I kept the picture framers in business. Crikey. And there's still more to come, J-Dog. There is still more to come. I've got Petrarca behind me. I've even bought a Petrarca bobblehead, if everybody can see. There's a little Pep Trarka, there he is, little Pep Trarka. He's with us tonight. Look at the great man, Normie. Look at little Normie sitting there. He's just nodding away going, this is fantastic. It's been awesome. It's just been awesome to get back, awesome to see everybody. We just absolutely love it, mate. We love doing the show, but that's gone. 2021 is gone. We're into 2022. There's been changes on the field, changes off the field. It's all going to start on Wednesday. D's versus the Dogs.
Let me say, Peps, you've been very busy in the off-season. You've been recording a shitload of podcasts with the clubs out there. They've been dropping daily. They've been excellent chats, trying to get a bit of an insight as to how the locals are, because we are Lace Out, but we don't profess to be experts in everyone's team. So therefore, we ship that responsibility off to other team-affiliated podcasts. And Peps has done a wonderful mate, you've done a wonderful job.
I've been awesome this year. I have been absolutely stunning. It's been awesome. Just getting in with everybody, having a chat with everybody.
A couple of new ones?
Oh, a couple of new ones. It was good. You know, it was good to catch up with the Fremantle boys. It was great to catch up with Wazza King from the Eagle Nation. The Portress boys were keen for a chat. Matty Sullivan, he's got to get a new microphone. Wait till that one comes out. Jesus. It's all over the place. Good bloke.
70,
what else was
70
going
hours
on?
of tidy up on that one there.
Essendon have been pumping up their tyres again. Carlton, they're still smelling what they're cooking. Tommy Roker from Gold Coast. I'll get on to him lately because he's got there. Interesting what's going to happen this year. It's just, a couple of fresh ones. GWS and Kilda, Sydney, Geelong. Mate, I've still got a couple more to get out there. But if you haven't had a listen to our Lace Out season previews, to everyone who participated, thank you very much. And it's been awesome. And I've also had another interview ready to drop as well, which was an absolute massive get. And we had a chat a couple of weeks ago. We've just been doing some fine tuning with it. But J-Dog, I don't know about you, mate, but one thing that's really pissed me off over in the last couple of years is just the increase in gambling advertising. It is everywhere.
I've never noticed it. Tell me what happened.
Never noticed it? Well, let me tell you about it. I'll put it this way, J-Dog. Here's a stat for you. Did you know in the first 10 months of 2021, there was approximately 397,000 gambling ads on TV and radio? Works out to be around about 397 a day that you're exposed to. That's a lot. And it's changing the way that we follow the game, changing the way that we follow the footy, changing the way everything is happening. And so I thought, you know what? I've got to get a handle on this. How is this scourge coming above us, and how is it hitting us so hard? So I've had a chat with the old Reverend Tim Costello. Tim Costello, the ex-CEO of World Vision, and now a massive anti-gambling advertising spruiker. And we had a good chat for about half an hour, and some of the stuff he was exposing me to was absolutely mind-blowing. So that, hoping to have up hopefully before next week's episode. There's so much going on this week, a couple more season interviews, but I reckon have a listen because some of the stats that are ripped out would blow your mind. Here's an example, Jamie. Did you know that Australia is the number one gambling per adult capita in the world?
No, can't be.
Okay, I'll top that. Did you know that second place, we spend 40% more than they do in second spot?
Yeah, but Peps, I asked this question. If my horse doesn't get up, I get cash back, don't I?
You still spend it.
No, it's back in my account.
It's shitful, mate. It's shitful. But listen, before we even get into it, before we get into a little bit of a preview, the next few weeks, etc., I just have to say thank you, everybody, joining us for our 5th season. Our Lace Outlaws, as you'll be known this year, will be in here every Tuesday night, 8 p.m., just because of the games coming up this week. We just needed to have a little bit of a gap before the first game on Wednesday between the D's and the Dogs.
Hang on.
We'll get into. Hold on. What?
What's your brother talking about? Has he moved?
No, the Love Machine is keen to get Lace Out to go live from the hill at the Adelaide Oval on Thursday, the 7th of April.
Sounds like we got a turncoat here to the old Port Adelaide.
Oh no, he wants us to go to Port Adelaide on Thursday, the 7th of April.
That's a bit short for me.
Oh, you
I'm not gonna lie,
mate. You're 6 foot tall. Crikey. You'll be back the next day. But Simon Trops is back, and ever awesome follow-up. We're going back-to-back, apparently. You're saying we're going back-to-back. But our Lace Outlaws, we can't do the show without you. So thank you very, very much. We've got a couple of initiatives that we're going to be rolling out over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that to really get yourself part of the show.
Rightio. Let's get into it, Peps.
Mate, so there's been a few rule changes apparently this year. Who would have thought? What did you think over the preseason, especially with the holding the ball and back chatting the umpires, etc.?
Once again, it's all bullshit. Gil McLaughlin spoke about there were 6,000 umpires short in the game across VFL, AFL, and Country League. I can tell you why, Gil. Your job is fucking fucked. Who would take that job on? Who would take it on? You change the rules every 5 minutes. Why would you take that on and get abused? Why would you?
Because it's the hardest job on the field. Apparently, it's harder than playing.
Why would you take on? I know why you're 6,000 umpires short for, because the game is so fucking convoluted.
I'll tell you what, J-Dog, you're absolutely pumping out the expletives. I'm going to have to make this an explicit content episode, but you're passionate about this. At the fact that,
do you know what? Fifth year, Peps. Fifth year is swear year.
Do you reckon umpires are footballers?
Well, I'm told I'm sick of AFL being fucking athletes, and I'm sick of umpires being footballers.
They're fucked, aren't they? Oh, seriously. What shits me, and I'm going to say it, all right, it's an expletive episode. Let's get this off. All right? They've changed this interpretation. Why interpret it for? Interpretation means what you think and the other person thinks completely different. Drop on the ball, holding the ball's holding the ball. You get tackled, you take it on, you drop it. You know what they should do? Just go back and watch a video from the 1980s, right? That was dropping the ball. You take them on, you get tackled, you're gone. Simple as that. None of this bullshit, oh, well, they give them time to this. No. If you get caught with it, it's gone.
Yep.
Play on. They did it for one round last year and it worked. Right. Back chatting the umpires. My goodness gracious.
Immeasurable.
What
immeasurable.
An absolute crock of shit. Charlie Keegan, good to see you, big fella, you're back. What an absolute crock of shite they've rolled out with this way. What? I can't say to the umpire or give them a look because they feel offended.
I can't talk and swear like I would normally.
I can't put my hands up and go, what the hell's going on? I can't be emotive in the game. I can't show emotions on the field. But here's the thing. The absolute dickwads, and I'm looking at you, Razor Ray, with the way that you interact with them, you've got to stop. Because if you're expecting the players to stop talking like that, you have to stop the old crap. No, don't talk to me like that. Go on, teacher. It has to stop. They've got to go back to not using names. They've got to go back to using numbers. Back number 4, back number 6. Because if you're going to talk to players like that, they should be able to talk to you that way as well too. And when I was racking up multiple posies, multiple goals, multiple coaches awards down at the East Keeler Football Club, we had the greatest relationship with the umpires because the umpires just basically told it how it was and that was it, all right? Just have a relationship. Why is it that every sport, rugby union, utmost respect, rugby league, utmost respect, soccer, no respect. They're shocking. They manhandle.
NRL, the coaches talk about the umpires fixing them up.
I'm talking about on the field. They don't soccer touchy, feely with the refs. It's absolute garbage, mate. Absolute garbage. So they've got to stop. None of this, it's only one-way traffic. Oh, and I give you a look, it's 50? Come on. Just pull your heads in, mate.
Go to the system.
Stop making about you.
Just go to the system. Hey, mate, one warning. This is your last warning. Can't talk like that again. Done.
Can I say another one, J-Dog?
Yes, Pep.
I saw in one game a team get warned not once, but twice for 666. It's been in for 4 seasons right now. If you cannot get your head around 666, you don't get 2 warnings for being in the middle of the ground. You don't get 2 warnings for, too many players on the ground. So why does 666 continually get warnings?
Yeah.
It's got to stop, mate.
It's a rule that you hate, Peps.
Oh, can we keep going?
No, we've got to keep the show, Peps. This is the first show.
We're only 14 minutes in, J-Dog. We've got to have some content. Right. Another one. Can they also get rid of this nominating a ruckman? Come on, mate. It's just common sense, all right?
That's got to go.
Can I also say, what is the goal square for anymore?
Well, it's not. It's a goal rectangle.
It's not. But why is there a goal square anymore?
No, get rid of it.
The dude doesn't have to kick to themselves anymore. It takes all the pressure off the backman. They should be able to still kick
50 metres.
They can run out 50 metres and still miss a target. I miss the good old days where they'd go over the line, ball up at the top of the square. You don't see that anymore. That's taken completely out of the mix.
It's because the goal square is a protected space until they leave that space.
Oh, it's bullshit, Jamie.
The goal square now is 15 metres or it is now from the goals.
Oh, come on. AFL, absolute poo. Absolute poo, I tell you. Oh, it's just...
But
we haven't started well, have we?
We can't go too early, Peps. It sounds like...
the last time I went early, I ended up with 2 kids.
Wow. That you know of.
And I love them.
I
love them. Trust me.
All right. Let's do our. Well, do you want to go do season predictions, or do you want to talk about something different?
Jump into the time capsule, J-Dog. You're keen already to get into the time capsule. Jeez.
Well, I figure I did my ladder about a minute ago, so yeah, let's go for it.
All right, well, we might as well. So how are we going to do this? Last year we did it from the fact that we worked our way up. So maybe if you give me your bottom 10.
No, for Christ's sake, I just did a ladder. I mean, I just did top 8. Jesus Christ, Peps.
You just did your top 8.
I just did my top 8.
All right, well, give me your top 8 then. Go for it. Starting with 8th, working your way up. J-Dog's ladder, everybody. Just strap yourself.
No, what are you going to do? Are you going to do ladder?
Yeah, I got ladder. I'm going to do a full ladder because
we're going to go ladder 1 to 8 or 8 to 1, or we're going to go. This is our predictions for the top 8 this year. Where do we want to go?
Oh, prediction for top 8 order, whatever. It doesn't matter, mate, because it's still going to be the same. If I knew what the ladder was in 24 weeks' time, I'd put money on it. I don't gamble because gambling responsibly. Right. Let's go 1 to 1. Do you want to go 1 to 1 like we did last year? From 8th? All right, we'll go from 8th.
Give me 2 seconds to write that in.
From 8th?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go 8th. All right, 8th is going to be Essendon.
Ooh, I did not have Essendon.
Who'd you have?
I had Collingwood.
oh, J-Dog. I saw you make an absolute dick of yourself.
Right in front of me. Right in front of me.
Gone for a pet. Gone for it.
All right. Who we got 7th? Got to be better than that.
No, I'm going for a wild one, Peps. I'm absolutely going for a wild one.
Go. Who?
I'm going Freo for 7.
I've got Freo for 7. I have. I've got Freo for 7th. From what I've seen, they've got a lot of zhuzh about them this year. 5. How sexy was he looking with a goatee?
Well, it's gone now, but yeah.
He reminded me, when I saw that goatee, he reminded me of Robert De Niro in Heat.
Oh. I thought you were going to say Brian Taylor or someone like that.
No.
Okay.
All right. 6th, I've got Geelong.
Ooh.
They're sliding. But it was really good. J-Dog, It was really good to see them during the trade period, go down their usual route of getting rid of a mid-20s player and bringing in someone in their mid-30s. Just slots into their gorgeous age profile.
Oh, it's so good. Every year, it's like St Kilda are going to pick up a 36-year-old player on 4 years who've done 15 knees and 7 shoulders. And Geelong,
they'll pay $850,000 a year, but they won't play a game for 3 of them. Yep.
Yeah, Geelong will sign up a 39-year-old on a 3-year contract.
I did get a knock at the door, but I turned it down. I said, I'm not staying until Scotty's gone. But yeah, Geelong in 6th.
All right, I've got Richmond in 6th.
Guess where I've got Richmond? 9th.
You got them in 9?
I got them in 9th. All right.
Okay.
6th. Oh, sorry, 5th. Who have you got for 5th?
I've got the Cats.
I got the Swans.
The Swannies?
Mm-hmm. The Swannies. Mm-hmm. Yes. All
so
right.
You've got the Swannies. Okay, right.
So my bottom part of the 8th, Sydney, Geelong, Freo, Essendon, and you've got?
Collingwood, Freo, Richmond, Cats.
Interesting. So not much of a difference there. All right, beautiful. All right, let's go to the top 4, ladies and gentlemen. Top 4. Okay, let's start with 4th.
Port.
Western Bulldogs.
Yep.
3rd.
Not much to say there. Western Bulldogs.
Port. Oh, mate, we are so in sync. It's like you're Lance Bass and I'm freaking Timberlake, I tell you. 2nd, I've got Brisbane.
1st,
I've got Gold Coast. No, I've got the D's for 1st. I've got the D's in 1st.
And I've got Essendon. No, I got Melbourne.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, who's your top 4? So go.
All right, top 4: Melbourne, Brisbane, Port, Western Bulldogs.
All right, I've got Melbourne, Brisbane, Western Bulldogs, Port. So this year I have Richmond, Freo, Collingwood jumping up into the 8.
Yep.
8, sorry. And I have Sydney, GWS, and Essendon sliding out.
So I've got Freo in, and I've got GWS out. Now, Richmond is the one that I'm a little bit, I don't know, because their age profile is getting a little bit older.
Yeah.
And at the moment, they look okay. But as we know, premierships are not won in March.
Yes.
I know they won in September for the first time ever. I can actually say that. I just don't know what's going on with Richmond, whether they're going to be. And I've got Ross the Donkers on again. Old Roscoe's giving me a bit of peps with some tears. I just don't know, Roscoe. I don't know, why bringing Bolter down the forward line. I know you got Robbie Tarrant back there, but he's 32. How much longer can Cochin go for? How much longer can the Meatball go for? How much longer can Martin go for? Rewalt, exactly. I think once Father Time hits those guns, and they're being guns, let's be honest, it's just going to hit you too hard, I think. Just a bit concerned with them as well too.
Yep. All right.
All right. Now,
so that's our ladder.
Okay, there's your ladder. Let's go and have a look at, let's get the teams going. Who's going to be your biggest slider for 2022, J-Dog?
Well, my biggest slider for 2022, it's a toss-up between... I reckon Essendon are going to slide this year.
Essendon are going to slide.
Yeah, I just think that the end of their season, they're on a slide.
Did they actually even get to the top of the slide to slide?
Well, they finished in 8th.
They don't have to slide one spot to finish their year early.
Well, this is my thing. It's a toss-up between I'm not going to Peps. I put my hand up. I watched the second quarter.
Yep.
Of the Port Adelaide versus Adelaide practice game, the Community Shield, the whatever. For me, Port are gonna finish somewhere between 4 and 6. I could realistically have them sitting there. I reckon Essendon are gonna finish somewhere between 9th and 12th.
Mate, some of the chat coming through. It's good to see the Outlaws on the chat again. If everybody doesn't know, this year, the fans, the community, you're now known as our Lace Outlaws. So the Outlaws are on the chat. It's good to see.
West Coast will slide.
Wet Toast will slide. Wet Toast don't have any players, by the way.
They've got nothing.
They've got nothing. Essendon are going to slide. West Coast are going to slide. Everybody's saying Port are going to slide. Port are going to slide according to Charlie Keegan.
Hang on, I'm just trying to line up the names with the teams that are going to slide versus are they the teams that they follow? Like even as a Port person, other than probably Melbourne, I actually have no confidence in Port this year. I have very little confidence after what I saw in the practice games because and
didn't you get pumped by
Craig, the man, sat there through 2 of these games and just was probably shaking his head going, it's the same issues. We're fighting the same issues.
I had a great chat with Craig and the boys from the Portress podcast. And, they were a little bit dazzled up as well too. So, it's all good. And I've also,
St Kilda will slide. Yeah, Saints,
it's all good. Now, I've also got someone's called in. Someone's actually joined us.
Get out of here.
I'm not joking, J-Dog. Have a look. Someone has actually joined us on the chat. Lukey, so just to let you know, right, Luke has just joined me. I was supposed to do the season preview with Luke, right, for the doggies, but he saw me go live, and now he's just jumped online, and he's like, I'm going to join the show.
Hello, Luke.
Luke, mate, turn yourself off mute. Jeez, I tell you what, he's got every bit under the... He's a gold. You there, Lukey? Lukey, hasn't got the audio.
Luke, don't feel bad. It's probably Peps because he did the same thing to me about 5 minutes before the show started.
Shut up, idiot. Oh, no, it's not you, Lukey. Just get yourself organised. Join in a second. So I've got Richmond to finish 9th, right? Okay. I've got Carlton to rise a little bit. I've got GWS to slide because I just don't know what's going on. I've then got Gold Coast. Gold Coast are going to be ending up in the top part of the 8. This is how awesome it's going to be.
You sucker.
No. Hey, don't you start, mate. Charlie Keegan. Hey, I love Ross Bartlett's comment. If Gore misses Geelong in round 23, it would have been out in straight sets. Hey, guess what, Ross? He was there, and then he kicked 5 in a prelim, and we won the flag. Ifs, buts, maybes. I saw your mob get coxed out of a grand final. Funniest thing ever. Ha ha. Right. Then I've got St Kilda. Shit, Kilda should be worse. No, we still haven't got you there, Lukey. You're still not going. Right. Collingwood, they're going to be poo. North, they're going to rise a little bit. I like what North, they're getting a nice little bit of spunkiness about them. The Hawks, yep, that transition is going to be an absolute failure. You watch me, all right? Then you've got Wet Toast, all right? And then we've got Adelaide as well too. Say something again, Luke. No, but you're not there, Lukey. Join again. Hang up and join again if you want to. Just don't blame Peeps. All right. So that's what I'm thinking there. I think Wet Toast are going to be the biggest slider. No doubt about it. No doubt. Wet Toast, they've only got 24 players at this particular moment in time. They were that desperate, they had to get COVID darling to come back. Oh. And then he goes and pulls an injury in his first night back. Oh, it doesn't get better.
No pre-season, nothing, just home gym work.
No, home gym work. Oh, do you reckon he was using P90X or something along those lines? Do you reckon he was doing some Billy Banks? Do you reckon he was doing some Billy Banks?
Dear.
Do you reckon he might have been doing a bit of Chris Hemsworth centre 6?
Oh, centre 6.
Oh,
I did that for about a week, the free program.
I like it. I don't mind it. All right, who's your biggest riser? Who's going to be the climber this year? The climber. The
biggest climber is Freo.
The Branch Covidian. Charlie Keegs, mate. Good to have you back. You are an awesome lace outlaw, my friend. Who's your biggest riser?
Freo. Peps Freo.
Freo? I reckon you got something there. You've got something. I know they lost Chero, but they bring in Jordan Clark. I reckon he's going to be great for their midfield. They'll get Sean Darcy, absolute gun ruckman, secret potential All-Australian this year. They reckon he was stiff not to get in, like he was going to knock Gawn out. I'm saying Gold Coast are going to be the risers. And I'll tell you what, they flogged your mob.
Oh, definitely.
They don't look like boys anymore. They look like men. Matt Rao looks like in Rolls-Royce Nick.
Mm-hmm.
I know Ben King went down with an injury for the entire year, and I feel the pain on that one there.
Yep.
But I just know that Jack Lukosius, he can go forward. He was a forward. You've got to remember when he came to the club. So they're just looking like men. And I think with the signing of King for another couple of years is going to give them a little bit, make them a little bit buoyant. Well, too. Craig Jones has just dropped a rumour that Port has signed Sean Burgoyne as a top-up for 2020.
Say that again, Peps, one more time, please.
Sean Burgoyne.
Peps.
I can't say it.
Just say Sean.
Sean Burgoyne.
That's it.
As a top-up for 2022.
Good man.
All right.
Well, he'd go around again easily.
Pardon?
He could go around again.
Oh, no doubt he could go around again. Will he not? I don't know if he will or he won't.
No, Peps, come on. Done.
Reckon?
Done.
He's done? Well, he fits into Geelong's age profile.
He did. Well, it's good to see. I'm glad you actually mentioned Jordan Clark because obviously...
All right, surely this is it.
Hey, there we go.
Luke, hey, now, I'll tell you what. So just for the listeners out there, we're doing our first show for the year, right? And
yeah, I booked in for now, but maybe you just didn't see it, but that's probably on me.
Oh,
big weekend.
It's a big weekend. Well, you're going to prepare for a big weekend of football, grand final rematch. Lukey's back. We're having a chat. We're going to be chatting later in the week anyway with the Doggies podcast. But you might as well join us for tonight's episode, mate. Like we're halfway done. You've jumped in. Hey, give us a bit of a heads up who you are, what you do.
Name's Luke Stash. I think I put in my bio musician, occasional podcaster, Dogs Tragic, which pretty much sums it up. I thought I'd even get in the spirit of things, chuck the kit on. I haven't worn this polo for about 5 years, I reckon. I was a younger man then.
Well, I tell you what, you're a better looking man than bloody Bevo.
Oh.
Hey, I rate the mutton chops.
Can I just say, and that mustache that you got, are you like Tony Liberatore wannabe or?
Oh, well, Italian boys, we stick together. We kind of all end up looking the same. You either look like this or Tony Soprano. So.
Luke, that's an absolute crock of shit. You Italian blokes stick together because Libba didn't stick to anybody in that grand final. He was nowhere near Petrarca. So don't give me that you blokes stick together. Oh, what an absolute crock.
Yeah, he runs slow without the ball, I think, is the logic on that one.
Yeah, I can't believe you've dropped in. I don't know how we've got this organised, but it doesn't matter because that's what happens with Lace Out. We just get guests coming in every single week. We might get a few more of them throughout the year. We were just going through a couple of things. Have you got any, who's going to be, actually, we'll go this one, J-Dog. Premier for the year. Who's your premier for the year, big fella?
Premier for the year is going to be Brisbane this year. They're going to turn it around.
Are you just saying that so it's not my mob again?
No, Peps, as I said to you forever, Melbourne are a good team, but I just can't support you this early in the season. I'll get on the Melbourne bandwagon as the year gets a little bit deeper in. But at the moment, it's all about just maximum shit staring for you.
Absolutely nice. Lukey, what about you? Who are you picking? Because it won't be your mob.
Oh, way. Look, I mean, they've had one go at it.
No.
I think it's hard to come into a season and not automatically go with last season's premiers, right? Like that's pretty safe logic, I'd say. Look, it was a shame they didn't play the grand final last year, but
Hey, you're one kick away from it.
Well, that's it. I think last season particularly quite a funny season in that there were all the teams that were in the picture all had a different set of issues in different ways. So for the Bulldogs particularly, obviously, look, I've heard a few people say now that the Dogs probably lost the grand final when they missed out on top 4.
No.
More so than, they also lost it when they, let 10 goals through in a row.
We're going to talk about this now.
But,
you're making excuses. You were 19 points halfway through a third quarter, right?
One hand on it.
So
we had one hand on it.
You had one hand on it. I reckon I know where the other hand was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, look,
just reaching out for the bottle of Dove. That's what it was.
Look, I think, like I said, I think Melbourne obviously worthy winners, and when they've had, I think last year Melbourne had an excellent run with injury as well. You came in at full strength, you had a great run in, and it stands to reason that having another great run in probably puts them in a similar position. I think Brisbane are thereabouts as well. They were a kick away from playing in it in the first place.
But ice in his veins.
Yeah, hey, look,
ice in his veins.
Great moment. That was a fantastic moment.
Yeah, freaking melted next week. Didn't do jack shit in the grand final. But
I didn't even look at his stats. I'm scared to look at his stats, honestly.
Look at the number on his back, which only the greats wear.
That was how many kicks
take off 4, and you're about right. That's how much impact he had. Hey, rightio. Who's going to be your riser? Who's going to be your slider, Lukey?
In terms of across the league,
quick.
Yeah, I'm there. Look, I think I want to say Gold Coast. I want to believe it's so
Get on
bad,
the coasters!
But it's not going to happen. I want to believe it. Look, I think Geelong are ready for a slide.
They're burning money.
Geelong are ready for a slide. I think that cliff is coming fast.
Okay. You know what else is coming fast? Senior citizens cards and a shitload. If someone would be smart, they would support the Pens company should sponsor Geelong, because when it hits hard.
It hits hard, plenty of the aged folks' homes in Geelong will be booked up, I reckon.
They'll be going down to Moggs Creek.
Yeah, they'll just build a new complex down there and chuck them all in there. They'll be right.
I was down there today, Peps.
Where's that?
Down at Moggs.
Yeah.
I was. No, seriously, I was.
Who cares? Like, who cares? I mean, there's danger giving you a message right now.
Lovely day for it.
Rightio. Who's going to be Coleman medalist this year, J-Dog?
Coleman this year. What does Coleman do again, Peps? Just to remind the listeners out there. What do they do?
He kicks the most goals for the season.
Oh, does he? Okay.
So it won't be Charlie Dixon.
No, it won't be Charlie. I'm going to go... Is Mitch Wallis still around?
I don't know.
Yeah, still on the list. No man's land. Still on the list.
Well, he led you goal kicking one year and you still couldn't give him a game. If he played last year in the grand final, you would have been close.
Yeah, that's it. Just would have taken it over. Would have been Wallace.
He's dominated before.
Yeah, look, an interesting one is the forgotten man, right? He just fell off.
Can you have a word to Bevan for me, please? For Bevan for me?
Yeah, just let him know. Get Mitchie back in there. Look, I think I will say
he would have done better than Lockie Hunter. If there were parked cars, maybe Lockie Hunter would hit him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
need a team mode all day.
Yeah, need a couple of Toyota Yaris's out on the wing as a target.
Exactly right.
All right. So we've got here, Rude Boy reckons Ben Brown.
I'm tipping Ben Brown too, Chatsy.
And who else is in there? Justin Parker said Jay Cameron. He's a focal up there.
He is a focal.
What about T Lynch? No,
Richmond are cooked, mate. I don't care. Richmond are cooked, mate. Mitch Georgiades.
Craig.
Dad had a good debut.
Craig,
got to get a bit of his
pins on your hat? Are those pins on your hat digging into you? Aaron Francis? Oh,
How
many games did Francis play last year?
Oh,
no way.
I tell you what, the Outlaws. You know, we're still getting a bit of the rust out with their comments. All right, hopefully they're getting the bad ones.
Charlie Keegan's on career best troll performance tonight.
He is on fine performance. Brownlow medalist. Have you got a Brownlow medalist?
Oscar Allen, Peps. What about Oscar Allen from WA?
Or for Brownlow?
Yeah.
No, for Coleman. Why not? They got no Darling.
No, is he injured?
Oh, never mind.
Like I said when I was speaking to Wazoo King from West Coast, you would actually pull an injury just so you're not the 24th man on West Coast list, knowing you were not the only person not good enough to get a game.
Craig Jones, Warriors would have won the grand final if they had played Jordan Sweet. You needed someone up there.
Mate, they should have pulled
big boy.
They could have played Peter Street. That would have been even better.
Yeah, bring back Scott Wind. What's he doing? Can't be that busy.
Ilya Grigic's not doing much these days.
Who's your Coleman, boys? Luke, who's your Coleman?
No, I said Ben Brown. You
don't believe that, do you?
Why not?
You're tragic as Craig on here. Craig says the same. Port Adelaide, you're too Melbourne-centric. Come on, Peps. Broaden, Peps,
right,
broaden.
If I had to go with somebody outside of that realm, Joe Danaher.
Can Craig fuck off?
All right. This will be my last contribution before I let you boys get back to the show, and I'll hook up with you later in the week. I reckon.
Yeah. Podcast only.
I reckon.
All right, you got to earn your stripes first.
Yeah, got to, have the test run.
You might as well hang around for the Brownlow.
Hang around
for the Brownlow.
Look, Coleman. Look, Max King. Look, I rate Max King pretty highly.
Yeah, good call.
I think he had quite a few good performances last year. I could see him being pretty damaging if you can string it all together. Look, Harry Mackay seems to kick a lot of goals on volume alone. Just seems to get a lot of opportunity, can kick straight. Speaking of kicking straight, look, if Norton could kick straight, I'd have him in the conversation, definitely. A bit of homerism, but I think if we can throw up Ben Brown, I can throw up Norton. I feel like that's a fair rating. Looking to be fair though, with Norton, I will back that up statistically. Looking at his scoring last year, plenty of opportunity.
Don't bring stats, mate. Stats means you know what you're talking about. We don't do that on this show.
I did come prepared with that one just because I wanted to back that one up. I wanted to just have that one and back it up, so it doesn't seem like I'm being a homer.
That's all right. Okay. Craig Jones has pulled out that Jordan was a premiership ruckman for North Adelaide.
Yeah, so obviously Sandful fan. Look, Sweet. He's got something. He's got something to work with. But let's be realistic about Sweet. He's a kid. He played 5 games. I think there are a lot of, even, knowing other Bulldog supporters, I think there are a lot of Bulldog supporters that I knew that were very big on him. And you kind of have to temper your expectations a little, especially when you have English and Stephen Martin on the list, who were, don't know if Martin was match fit. Looks like he wasn't, but I can understand the logic in going with him over a 5th gamer. Because Max Gorn would have, he had a day out as it was.
No, he didn't. Jacko did. Jackson
turned the game. I will say, I do forget about Luke Jackson.
But that was last year. That's last year. But can I just say, before we finish up, I'm actually going for my Brownlow. And I know there's a lot of things coming up. J-Dog, who have you got for your Brownlow before I get, because I want to quickly head to Wednesday, because we're going to be heading to Wednesday very shortly, first game for the season, etc. And I just want to punch out a few things with Luke before we get into that. Because I don't want him to head off, but, we've got the doggies on here, special guest.
I'm going to go for a Brownlow. Clayton Oliver.
Oh, for God's sake, J-Dog. I had that written down. Another thing that you've stolen off me. Look, another thing you've stolen off me. Fucking hell, get your own material, will you? Clayton Oliver. But the problem I see with Clayton is it's not that he's not going to win one. It's just that he's not going to get enough votes.
Yeah.
Because if Petrarca doesn't take him, it's gone. If it's not him, it's Jackson. If it's Fritchie, baby, kicking sick. I don't know. I just think there's going to be too many votes taken off him. So you have to look at a club who has one really good player and not much else around them. So if I had to make another one, I'd be going Jack Steele.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he polls, nobody else from St Kilda does because they're all injured.
Can I just quickly ask?
Yep.
Why wasn't Josh Bruce chucked into the conversation about Coleman?
He's got an ACL, mate.
Yeah.
Is he back yet or not back yet?
He's not going to be back until round 23.
Okay, so he's doing the full long one.
He has to do the full long one, and that's why I think Aaron Norton won't win it, because I think he needs it when there's two of them down there. Takes a bit of pressure. When he's the main man, I don't know if he can handle it, and I think people have forgotten that. Because
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, and that's no disrespect to the astronaut. Love him, but he needs that second block out.
And I think that's natural for, like, especially someone in Norton's position where he's still only 21, 22. Young forwards generally need that foil. I think his particular style of play as well, he needs the foil. He's not your big pack mark. I like, ironically, considering he's so great at contested marking, but the nature of a lot of his contested marks is more like how a key back would take marks, which is where he started. Comes in from the side, gets a good run at it, all those kind of things.
Across the front,
Jesus Christ, Luke, you too much analysis for this show. Leave that for the season preview, otherwise we don't need to tune in.
Yeah, I'll just go full homerism. Nah, man, Norton's great.
That's it, perfect. That suits our demographic a lot better than statistics. Alrighty. Hey, I've got to ask you a question. We're going to get into our tips very shortly, but I've got to go. Can I ask you a question? Melbourne are playing the Doggies in the grand final rematch. Are you going?
Yep. Yes, I will be there.
I will be there as well too.
Excellent.
But how the hell has this rivalry? It has not even been punched on by the game itself. This is the type of crap that has started this rivalry. Now, why the hell?
Such a good song.
Why it is the absolute shit song. It is poo.
Nah, fantastic. You're way off. Fantastic.
Love it.
But it's not even your own song. You stole it from EPL clubs and European clubs.
But that's what footy players do now. Like, they take a lot of cues from overseas sports.
They could have gone Eye of the Panther or Death to All Metal by Steel Panther. Or
yeah. Look, I would have preferred something heavier too. I would have much preferred something heavier.
Oh, this is absolute shit. So you know what? They can fight over it because it's absolute poo. They think a rivalry has to do over a song called Freed from Desire. It sounds like you play something to your mum to get her to sleep at the end of the night.
This is absolutely a mum dancing song. This isn't absolutely like comes on at the family 50th, 60th, and your mum's had a couple of wines kind of track. But
anything missing. If you bit through, shut up, Jazz Ruboy saying it's a good song. Come on, I'd rather come on, Eileen, play than that, poo. But Wednesday night, let's bat through these tips really quickly because we are on the home stretch for our debut, and then we're going to be heading off. All right. J-Dog, you ready for this for tipped out? I've got Lukey here as well too. We might as well use him just for tonight.
Let's go for it.
Here we are.
Go for it. Melbourne Doggies, 7:10 p.m. This is tipped out. We're not doing a separate episode of tipped out this week.
We're not.
Well, why would we? We can't do it tomorrow night. So when are we going to do tipped out?
Well, I suppose, it's first round. Literally, we have no...
We've got no baseline.
idea.
We've got no baseline like that song, freaking Free from Desire.
No, all right.
Melbourne Doggies, 7:10 p.m. on Wednesday evening. Grand final rematch.
Not even looking at the teams. I'm just going to go by what I feel.
Go by what you think, what you feel, the Marbo, the Serenity. Go for it.
Western Bulldogs.
Lukey?
Good man. Doggies.
Like dreaming. D's by that $10.
Yeah, all right. It's not a grand final.
You know what's going to happen? The Dogs are going to get down by they're going to be up by 3 or 4. The D's are going to come back. They're going to kick 4 or 5 in a row. And the Doggies are going to go, oh shit, here we go again. And they're going to fall in a heap. It's as simple as the way it goes. You don't have to write this stuff, mate. It's going to happen. And if I'm wrong.
Rains?
What
if it rains?
If it rains. The only thing that's going to be raining is raining goals from the Melbourne forward line, big fella. You hope it rains. You hope that the whole team gets
That's
COVID
right.
on the bus.
Centre half back of the century, Josh Shackey's got it under control. It's coming. It's happening. I believe it. I'm just trying to will it into existence at this point.
Rightio, ladies. Get a ring, you two. All right, next one. Thursday, March 17, Carlton versus Richmond at the MCG, 7:25. The traditional, what is usually the traditional AFL opener.
Yeah, right.
Richmond haven't lost one of these openers in 10 years, basically. So what are we feeling? Carlton, Richmond? Peps?
If Sam Walsh was playing, I'd pick Carlton.
Okay.
But he's not. So I'm picking Carlton.
Okay. And Luke?
Yeah, I'm going to go Carlton. I'm going to back Richmond on the slide here and go for Carlton.
My issue with Carlton, though, is that from when I watched that game the other week, They went to sleep in the second half of the game against the D's.
Mm.
Now, I know it's a practice match, but you can't afford to do that with the big stage against the big boys from Pussy Town. So, Tigers for me. All right, Friday. Oh, my goodness. Have a look at this for an absolute barnstormer of a game. Seriously, if you think
blockbuster.
the first two games have got you moist, this is going to really knock the top off it. St Kilda versus Collingwood. Now, they gave the first Friday night game of the year to these two. St Kilda versus Collingwood, 7:50 p.m. Marvel Stadium.
Haven't looked at either team much.
I'm going Collingwood. I'm going Collingwood because it's going to push my agenda of a top 8.
Well, I'm going Collingwood because they've got Nick Dacos. and as I spoke to the Collingwood Ramp boys the other week, I said, what would be your dream for the year? They said, can we get 22 Nick Dacoses and a Pendlebury? That's all that they want.
A young Pendlebury.
No, they just want Pendlebury as it is. So I reckon the Pies will take that one out. St Kilda.
What do you reckon, Luke?
I mean, look, if 21 Nick Dacostas and a young Pendlebury means we can have Darcy Moore, I'm all for it. I will take
the Kieran Knightley of the AFL.
Yeah, I love it. I'm all about it. Kieran Knightley that's good at football. Done. I'm going to go St Kilda. I'll go against the green here. I didn't rate Collingwood as the season went on last year. And like I said, I haven't followed either team much over preseason. But St Kilda, I think St Kilda have a tendency to start well. And especially in the last 2 or 3 years, they tend to start quite well. They do that thing where they really get the fan base's hopes up, really get the buzz happening, and then just... So,
well, you've got yourself one subscriber tonight. I think Roscoe's going to subscribe. Oh, no. Yeah, he'll subscribe to your show now.
Excellent. Thank you, Roscoe.
Oh, yeah. Roscoe is absolute gun, the donk. I don't want to tell that story about Ross and my mum in hospital many years ago. Saturday, March 9th. Super Saturday, the country game. Oh,
3 games on the Saturday.
It's an absolute inbreds fantasy, this one. The country game, Geelong versus Essendon. Oh, MCG. 210 MCG. Going with the Dons, mate. I'm going with the Dons.
Yep.
Geelong.
Yep.
Nah. Because by 4 o'clock, they'll want to go to bed.
Got to catch days of our lives.
Yep. So they need to really not like. Yeah, they'll be going to sleep.
Yeah, Dr. Oz won't watch himself. Yeah, I'll go the Dons as well.
Battle of the Bridge. Giants versus Sydney. 5:10 p.m. at Accor Stadium, Australia. Will Buddy, first of all, kick his 1,000th this week? He only has to have 5.
Ooh.
No.
Nah.
Nah.
But I
mean, even Buddy, like 5-goal games are less and less frequent for him, I think. Yeah, I'm still tipping Sydney. I'm going Sydney as well.
Yep. I just like what they're bringing. They just, under the radar. They just,
yep,
and good luck to Paddy McCartan too, by the way.
Will he be playing?
Hope so. They reckon he might be coming in. And he's looking fit. See what happens when you go to a decent club? See? Maybe it wasn't the concussions. Maybe it was just St Kilda.
Yeah, the de-ain'st him.
Yep. J-Dog?
For mine, I'm going to go... Well, they're both sliders for me. I'm going to go for Sydney.
What, Sydney are sliding this year?
Well, they're going to fall out of the top 8, yeah.
Sydney are?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. That is what the time machine is for. We're putting that one to come back to it. All right, take us through this next one, J-Dog, because we're talking about your team.
Right. Port versus Brisbane Lions up at the Gabba, nighttime Saturday game. We're all excited about it. Maybe.
Hold on. First question. It's like a choose your own adventure here, Luke. This is how we do it. First question. Right. Are the Brisbane Lions a top 8 team?
Yes.
That means Charlie Dixon will kick how many goals, Jamie?
0.
Exactly right. So going by that analogy, who are you picking?
Got to go the Lions. Got to go the Lions.
Got to go the Lions. I'm going the Lions. And when even the Port supporters are going the Lions, that's something that right.
We're going Port. Horse.
Oh, just all right. Okay.
Horse.
Brisbane by a point.
Oh,
interesting. Jeez, they're going right.
Close one.
Oh, I tell you what. And
who said that? Is that you, Luke?
Hey, can I just say?
No, definitely not me. I think Brisbane win that one pretty comfortably.
Oh, okay. Get off the show.
And if it was,
I said you're welcome,
And
Peps.
if it-
Where's
if it
the
was-
end button? Where's the expel button?
it's
You-
coming, it's coming. But I will tell you, if it was Super Saturday, then Sunday is sloppy second Sunday. Because when you see what we're going to deal with after this Sunday,
rough.
I go, rougher than a pair of Hessian jocks, I tell you. Hawthorn versus North at the MCG, 1:10 p.m.
I reckon the Hawks get up here. Reckon they'll be coming in off, look, North are building. I'm not going to say they're not. I could see Hawks getting up off, kind of a, preseason, new coaching staff, bit of optimism about him. I could see that. I could see that as
This is going to be a North slide, like a North Avalanche. Be a North Avalanche. I'll smash them, North. You watch. Come back next week.
I'm going to go Hawks just to prove all the haters wrong. They're not going to run a rebuild, Peps. They're going to go in the premiership window.
Ooh, very
back up.
nice.
No,
Alrighty.
they're not. No, but Hawks over North because North are rubbish.
Yep. Okay. Adelaide Crows versus the Fremantle Dockers. Adelaide Oval, South Australia, 4:10 p.m. The traditional time that Geelong's players go to sleep in their nice comfy beds.
Freo.
Freo.
Yeah, Freo as well.
That was easy. Now,
Yep.
This is the interesting one. Can you imagine if this happens like everybody is praying for? 7:40 p.m. Optus Stadium, Western Australian time.
Mm-hmm.
The West Coast Eagles with 24 fit players, but the guy that doesn't
what
want to
time
get
Western Australian time?
7:40 p.m.
No, that would have our game at like 9:40 on a Sunday
So
night.
that's 7:40 p.m. Melbourne time.
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
it's just all right. Whatever time over there in Perth. 'Cause
It's sunny over there still. It's
Who
sunny.
gives a shit, right? Wet Toast versus the Gold Coast Suns.
Yes.
Gold Coast by 5 goals at a minimum. They've got 24
Shit.
fit players. Like I said, someone's going to fake an injury so they're not the one who gets left out. They've got no one. Gold Coast are looking mint, and they are going to come out because they do it.
You're saying
Huh?
5 goals?
Minimum. There will be a riot in Western Australia if Gold Coast pump. That could actually be over 39.5 points. Gamble responsibly to see if the Suns get over 39.5
After you've
points.
just sprayed the betting agencies in the first 10 minutes of the show.
I hate them because they always take my money, but Gold Coast to win easily.
Luke, what about you? What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I'm going Gold Coast here as well. It's primed for them. Like, it's right there. If they, this is a game that by rights they should win. It's one
All
of
right,
those games.
Let's just play it. Let's just play the game. Luke, is this the first 6 weeks of the season?
I think so. We look
Gold
at.
Coast.
I mean,
Gold Coast don't do
Gold
anything
Coast
in
gonna-
May, after May.
yeah, that's
Gold
it. They start sort of similar to how I said about St Kilda before. Especially lately, tendency to start quite strong. I think obviously younger list going to come out fit firing. Especially like I said, this is a game that's primed for them to win. So by rights, they should get up. Could see a drop off happening as you do with younger sides. Yeah, back in Gold Coast here, 100%.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I'm with you, Gold Coast.
Gold Coast. Rightio. So there's the tips for this week. All right. Now what's going to happen is back next Tuesday night, 8 p.m., myself and J-Dog. And if Luke happens to click the link again, I won't let him in next week. But I'll be chatting to him about the doggies later this week. So we'll be doing the
Looking
season
forward
preview
to
with
it.
the doggies. Strap yourself in. Is going to be a corker. Still got a couple more to drop, but we are looking forward to them. All right. It's going to be a bumper season this year. We've got lots of little things coming through for all our Lace Out listeners, Lace Out community, all the Lace Outlaws out there. We've got some merch coming. Just stay tuned. There might be a bit of this action, a bit of J-Dog action. We'll see. As well as that, we're hoping to maybe try and get everyone to a game towards the end of the year. We're going to pick a game and a good game, and it might be a Melbourne game and it won't be a Port Adelaide game, so we'll try and make it as neutral as possible. And we'll go in there as well, and we'll go and have a game together, and we'll have a bit of a chat and get on the beverages, Dan Andrews style. Also, JP, Justin Parker, he's got a few horse racing tips for us that we'll put on the page as well too, because gamble responsibly, especially with these tips, because most of the time they don't do anything. But before we finish up, there's obviously Shane Warne's passing. I think just blew us all out of the water. Absolute travesty. Rod Marsh passing away, Dean Woods passing away. So there's just been a lot of things happen over the off season, that sometimes we just need to have a think about, where we are. We're just blokes having a bit of a chat during the week about a game that we love. And there's so much more important things out there in the world. So, if there's somebody that you haven't spoken to for a while, get on the blower, have a bit of a chat to them. Just don't regret it. Okay. But yeah, so just keep your family and friends in mind because if this is just a game, the game will pass, but family and friends don't. So just make a bit of a conscious effort to somebody that you haven't reached out to for a while. Just do it. Once they're gone, you're never going to do it again. All right, trendsetters. Well, that's it. That is simply it. That is the first episode for 2022 done. It was a bit rusty. But you know what? We got it. Next week, we'll be back to our usual format. We'll be there. Who will be getting the wooden spoon? I have got the Adelaide Crows for the wooden spoons being thrown up. J-Dog, wooden spoon?
Wooden spoon for mine is going to be Adelaide.
Adelaide. Luke?
Adelaide as well.
Fantastic. We're unanimous on that. And we're unanimous about Lace Art, the single greatest podcast in the history of, well, am I still going?
Yeah.
You hear me?
It's on. Yeah.
All right. I thought you said Before we finish up, J-Dog, I've got to ask you the simple question, and it's always this. J-Dog, the super co-host with the most. Thank you, Luke, for dropping in as well, too. We'll be chatting during the week.
Having me.
How do you want your footy?
I like it lace out, Pep.
I don't like a lace out, like the D's, and like little Petrarca. Yeah, go D's, back to back, baby.
Yeah, Luke, good to meet you.
Four peaks. Thanks, listeners.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Thanks
See
for
you
having
next
me
week. Yeah, good on you, Luke. You can come back anytime. Just not next
Thank you.
week.
Appreciate it. Later, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the latest episode of Lace Out. Head over to iTunes and Spotify to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. And remember, join us every single Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on our Facebook page with yours truly, Christopher Pepper, and the co-host with the most, Jamie Wallis, giving you your footy how you want it. Lace Out.